Hello React Native developers, William here, recording from beautiful Zurich, Switzerland. Finally, we are continuing the React Native fashion project. I think it was almost a 2 months break, so I'm so happy that we are jumping back into the saddle. This episode might be a bit of a struggle because I haven't looked at this project in almost 2 months, so I'm gonna need to get back into it. I do have some thoughts looking back on what we did, and I think there's basically some UI components we need to finish building. So this screen, the notification screen, the shopping cart screen, product details, and some other small screens. So I would like to quickly build this UI screen. And then I would like to set up some data with some products, pictures, product descriptions, and use it into a Redux store. I've never actually used Redux. Let me know if I should use something else. I think I'm gonna pick Redux because since we have hooks in React, I find Redux to be actually a very elegant solution, and more importantly, to be a type-safe solution, which was not the case with class components. So I'm probably gonna use Redux, but let me know what you guys think. And then, based on the code we already wrote, there are a lot of things we need to improve, and some stuff also that was a bit over-engineered. So for instance, we've built this custom tap button, which was a lot of fun, but I think it doesn't really make sense. The masonry component, we need to redo it from scratch, and I'm actually super excited about this one, but I would like, before getting into such a details, I would like to make substantial progress on the app. And then, so for instance, wiring some sort of data, backend data, even though probably we're gonna get the data locally, but to have like some sort of data wiring. But I'm really looking forward to redo the masonry component. One thing which was also completely over-engineered was avoiding SVG to build these nice curves. That was fun, but I think it's really not scalable in the sense that every time we need to think really hard about how to set up the layout, and it means also we cannot reuse the layout from one screen to the other. So we're probably gonna switch to SVG everywhere in order to move faster and to build components which are a little bit reusable. So let's get back into it. And so I think here we have our list of screens. So we have transaction history, edit profile, favorite outfits, outfits ID. So I think we are missing notification settings. Oops, yeah, exactly. And we'll do the cart. So let's jump into it. So I don't even know anymore the file structured, but let's try to do quickly notification settings. And there's probably something called home navigator. So home drawer. So here we have a list of screens, and we have settings. Okay, so we can call the screen settings, and so just need screen drawer item. So we need to add it here. So the nice thing is, you see, I completely forgot the code structure, but TypeScript is guiding us along nicely. So, and I assume that I need to create the folder inside home, which makes sense. So settings. So I'm gonna create an index file and a settings component. So the funny thing is that when I'm gonna publish these videos, there's gonna be some nice lo-fi music running in the background. I wish I could listen to it right now actually, but maybe next time I'll do a setup with some headsets and listen to the music you're gonna listen to as well. So default from settings. So how does the screen look like? So that's this one. Maybe I should have called it notifications, but so very similar actually to this layout, transaction history. So we can look how the transaction history layout was made. Okay, box, color, header. We have the content and the pattern, and then the weird, like, so the top curve here is, it is actually SVG. Okay, let's do it step by step. So settings. Navigation. We receive as a property. We need to add, we forgot to add the screen in the home navigator. Where is it here? Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, I guess it's like, so we need to import settings. Interesting, there's a setting component in React Native. I didn't know that. What is it? Okay, interesting. New API. Up. Okay. Oh, is that what this settings component does? No, that's so the header, we imported the wrong header. Okay. So we can call it notifications. And so we can have our box with the content here. I don't think I need to set a background. I do need to set some padding. And so if we go back to the design, we have rows and 2 columns per rows. Okay. So I'm going to create probably a subcomponent. We have a title, description. Okay, so let's create the notification component. which we're gonna put here in the root. So we have title and description. So now here we have a box with 2 columns. So that would be, so in first column we have the text with the title. So let me extract these properties, title, description. Up. And here we have a switch component, which I guess we must be using already somewhere. Let me check how we did it. No, I mean in login, or we didn't. So if I go back here, maybe it's not called switch. Ah, no, we didn't. Okay, interesting. So we'll have to, I guess it's, we can try to use the switch component from React Native, see what happens. So box, so here would be flex direction row. And this one, we're gonna add a flex one. Let's import it. And import text as well. Yeah, something like that. So we need some typography. So semi-bold 16. So let's go to see what we have in our theme. Semi-bold 16, so that would be title free. And this one would be, I guess, just regular. 13. Interesting. So it's a bit smaller here. So let me try just the regular, and maybe we create a new variant for it. I don't know. Body. I think it's good enough like this. And we should just add some, maybe margin, bottom, medium. Let's go back and I think let's add also here some. Can I do padding vertical M and then center these guys here? So justify content, center. I feel like it's a bit closer like this than the design. And so here we need to have some sort of control for the switch, and we need to set also the proper colors. So how does this work? So we need to create a state. Selected or toggled. Set toggled. And so thumb color, track color. So the thumb color is good. track color, we can set it on change value and value. Okay. So value is toggled. On change value, I guess we can pass set toggled. No. Value. We should be able to pass set toggle directly here, no? On value change, sorry. On value change. And okay, so now it works. And now we need to change the, what was the name of the color? Value color. Track color. Makes sense. So when it's true, would be primary. I think that's the primary color, I think. So that would be, let's get the theme. I'm so happy to get back into it. I'm really excited. Theme.colors.primary and false would be this color, which we should have in our palette as well. Let me check. So would that be background 2? Guess. No, it's really not actually. Should I? But I'm just wondering where else we're using the colors here. It's the same, right, for the button. So which color do we use for the button? Background 2, okay. It's not exactly the same. Maybe we can adjust it. But okay, we use background 2. That's fair. Theme.colors.background 2. So that's not primary, it's secondary. So I think I'm confused. I'm not using the right use theme. Up. So many use theme. No, so it might have been actually primary. It's just that we were not using the right. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Okay, so let's do now this guy here. And let me. So the tricky, I mean, is it really that tricky? So I am tempted. So to run this as an image and then here to draw some white SVG. Yeah, I think actually that makes sense. So we should have, yes. So here at the footer, I'm gonna draw this SVG, the white thing. And as the background of the whole screen, I'm gonna run this pattern. Do I have it as an image? But I know actually let me check. Pattern. So this comes from a website, right? Which is called pattern, but without the syllable, I guess. I think I'm trying to find the website. Because then I'm thinking I could get this one as a bigger resolution. I forgot how to spell it. Is it like pattern, but without 0 syllables? So what I want to do here is remove the flex one here and run as the absolute position field the background image. So for instance, here if I do something like view, style sheet, absolute fill object, background color red. And so maybe here something like this maybe. Yes, and I'm gonna add here the nice curves as an SVG footer and then have the background here. So maybe let me do the SVG and let me see. So I would put it here. Didn't I created something already? So here with the pattern image, but it's a small one. We cannot really use it here. And here we have top curve, which is probably what we want to use, but let me check. No, it's not at all actually. It's funny. Yeah, I think here we did it the hard way, and now I really want to move forward with the app. I want to do it the easy way. So let's let me create a new component. And let me see just where should I put it, how reusable it would be. So we would use it here. We would use it here also. We would use it everywhere actually. Here. Okay, so I'm going to call it content footer. And I'm going to put it into components. Yeah. So we have some SVG. And we're gonna need to draw a shape. So I need the aspect ratio of this shape. How can I measure it? So it looks like this would be our view box. So our view box would be with 375 height 100. So view box would be 0, start 0, 0, view box with view box height. And here I do the join. So that's values we're going to use to calculate the arcs. And so we know that inside our SVG, we need to draw a path. Which we probably can calculate since the view box value is always the same outside the component. With a fill which is the background, right? Which is this color. So theme theme.colors.background. Let's do the path. Oh boy, oh boy. No, I'm scared. So should we start from here? Draw. So we draw a line here. And then an arc. And then we go here and draw another arc here. Okay, let me go to SVG commands. So we start at 0, 0. And then we can do, there's an horizontal line command, I think. Let me check. Let me see. And let me bring this into the screen. So horizontal, and I assume that this is the destination. So that would be horizontal line to 375. And then we need to draw an arc. Okay. So let's look at the arc command. X radius. So I guess this is the position of the radius, and this would be the destination, I assume. So that would be so the radius is at, so I assume that this is the point I need to give, which would be 375 50. So I divided by 2. Rotation none. And the flags large. I guess these we can, I'm gonna turn off for now, but we can see what kind of results we get. And destination would be so 375 minus minus 50, right? So 325 50. Let's see if we are drawing anything. Let me export it here as well. We need to set some size. So here width is gonna be the width of the screen. And the height. Interesting, the view box is not correct. 0, 0. Well, let's see. The height would be so 100 times the aspect ratio. So would be I can write height. So that would be 100 times width divided by viewbox.width. Just okay. I mean, it's something. Or should the position of the radius be this corner here, maybe? So it would be 3. No, sorry. 325. 0. No. Let me just maybe continue quickly. We'll draw an horizontal line from this point, which seems correct, to 50. Okay. And then, so we draw an arc that goes to 0, 100. So the 3 flags, rotation, and the 2 flags we set. And then the corner, which is probably what I'm not understanding which value I need to set, but intuitively, I would have set 0.50. Ah, but here it works. No, wait. Okay. So here it seems to work nicely. I wish this part would be transparent. Why is it? Okay. Why is also the view box not correct? Oh, should put a space. Okay, but somehow it could, even without the space, it worked. So here we can put back background. Okay. So we draw a line. To the end of the screen. Let me just, no. Just play with these flags to see what happens. And the corner. So the corner here is at 370. So I want to do maybe 375, 50, same. The strange thing is that here it worked without. So some of you watching are probably seeing the obvious. So 375.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I think I was very confused about how the arc command works, and I was able here to reproduce the shape I wanted to do thanks to this really cool SVG path editor. And so I thought Rx and I was so confused. I thought Rx and Ry were positions, but it's all just dimensions actually. So it's not. It is actually what it says it is: radius X, radius Y. And it's not, I thought, was points that would decide the position. So here it is. And oops, now we should have here some background. I think I'm gonna, let me see if I can find it quickly here. Because for sure,
A few moments later.
so this is the website I was looking for. That's where these patterns got taken from. And so I was able to place this full image. So just a little bit of a bigger export. So this is what we're going to use here at the background instead of the red color. And so if I go back here, I should almost also, should I factorize? I'm thinking it would be probably wise to do something like, I mean, let me check again where it's used. Huh. I'm tempted to use these. So create content footer where we accept children. And so this is where we have our children, and here the background, something like this. Yes, so at least here it's all factorized in the same place, and I can use the image here instead. So I'm going to use image directly. So source would be require dot slash patterns. No. Assets. Okay. Yes. And so style. Background, style, sheet, absolute fill object, with undefined, height undefined, and resize mode repeat. That's good. No, that's not good. I need the aspect ratio, so I would do width here. Height would be the aspect ratio, but then we cannot use repeat. I think, right? So height should be width, which times aspect ratio. And the aspect ratio is um, 24 divided by 32. Oh. Actually, I think that's correct. No, even this one was correct. The problem, of course, is that we don't repeat it. So position, absolute, left 0, bottom 0, right 0. And now the problem is that it's not repeating.
A few moments later.
Guys, it looks like I lost a few minutes of recording and I'm not sure actually. I will check what we missed. But here I set, instead of using the export I was looking for and found, in order to have the same here aspect ratio. So let me go. I used the original exports we have and I stacked them on top of each other. So hopefully it should always be as big as the remaining content. So I renamed this component into content. And so we are using it in settings. But I wanted also to check. So if we can use it in transaction history. So here it's pushed down because of the scroll view, which takes all the space available, but then, so this is not very elegant, and I'm gonna think about one way we can fix it, and hopefully we can reuse also this component here and in other places where we use it. I think hopefully it's gonna remove a lot of craziness that we have in the code at the moment. And yeah, so we are off laborious start, but I'm super excited that we are continuing with this series. So until next time, happy hacking.
This is